Y'all need to get up.
Jay Brooks in the Morning Rush.
Show is just great.
I like what they talk about.
Oh, a terrific show.
I listen to their show every morning.
98.7 Kiss Country.
7:38. We'll get that complete forecast in just a moment. Temperature-wise, a little bit different all around to start your day. 29 is where we're at. And, well, I should remind people, Pete, that we are live on our YouTube page.
There you go.
I don't know how you actually do it. I'll just send a link to it later because I don't know what it is. It's like 98.7 Kiss or Kiss Country, or I don't know. There's multiple ones out there.
Sure.
You know how that goes, right?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. So we haven't done this for a while because, well, you've been busy and I've basically just forgot.
Yeah. Well, things happen.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know. 'Cause we saw each other this weekend. I said, you know what? When I texted you about a couple other things, I'm going, oh, I haven't interviewed Pete for, it was what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. It's been pretty quiet though, so it was kind of a nice little lull. We're good.
Right. Yeah. In other words, what Pete's saying is he was getting tired of talking to me.
Yeah.
And he needed a break.
No. We're all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Get on the YouTube and look at his facial expressions. That'll tell it all. Yeah, right.
Head shaking the other way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We got to remember we're on camera now too.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So, but boy, I tell you, yesterday was quite the Mother Nature's wake up call.
Yeah, I think it was just reminding us who's still in charge. It's not over.
Right. Exactly. Oh, you all think it's going to start planting flowers. Hang on.
Right. Watch this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah, no, it was to be expected. I don't know if we've ever had a march in Iowa where we don't get something like this. So hopefully this is it now, but we'll have to see. Good thing about it is we had warm temperatures, so it cleaned up out in the roads pretty well, and hopefully everything went smoothly. And now we can get rid of this and start looking ahead to construction.
Yeah. Well, as I'm watching the snowblower, he went and got a different snowblower. He had like the single stage where, you know,
yeah.
wet.
Right.
It doesn't throw the snow very well. But
nope.
Had to get the little 2-cycle or 2-stage snowblower out there and move a little snow.
That's a necessity with this type of snow.
Yeah, right. But it was a heavy snow, that's for sure. So a few backs are probably a little sore this morning if you don't have a snowblower. But
right, exactly.
But like you said, though, with all of that, hopefully this is now out of the way. We can get this melted, and then you're getting close actually to some different projects going on. Yeah,
without a doubt. I haven't heard anything from the guys. They were supposed to start a project actually down in Cedar Falls, a continuation of a reconstruction project down there yesterday, but it obviously didn't happen. But they're hoping to get going today. So, yeah, things will be happening soon. We actually, in this area, I guess you're going to see some work going on, and we can just kind of briefly touch on some of these. We'll go into more detail as they get going, but we're going to be doing a resurfacing project in Charles City on 218. That's going to run from Gilbert Street, which is kind of where you turn north there on 218. Mm-hmm. And that will run all the way east to the Chickasaw County line, where we'll be resurfacing that. In Worth County on Highway 9, we'll be resurfacing from Fertile to the west junction of I-35. That one, we've already had the meeting with the contractor, and they're hoping to get going the first week of April. So we'll keep you updated as that gets closer. North of Mason City on Highway 65, that bridge, we are going to be doing a bridge deck overlay on that. So we don't have a start date for it yet. Before we set start dates, we have meetings with the contractor and the county and everybody who's involved, utility companies, and we don't know a start date till we have those meetings, and those are all coming up in the next week or two. So we should know more soon. There's going to be a microsurfacing project. We've talked about that before, where we more or less put a thin surface treatment on, which is more or less a good way to seal up the road to protect it. It's going to give you a little bit smoother ride. It's not the same as an asphalt overlay, but it does help. And that one's going to be on 69. And that will be from North 9th Avenue in Lake Mills up to the Minnesota state line. We'll do a resurfacing project in the city of Floyd on Highway 218. That's going to go from Montgomery Street, about the south end of town, up to the Cedar River. Bridge replacement, Highway 65, just south of Rockwell. We did those 3 bridges right at Rockwell and just north of Rockwell. Now we're doing the one just south of Rockwell. I expect that one to start within the next few weeks. Good thing about that one, obviously it'll be detoured, but it's a very short detour. You go a half mile to the east, then you go north, and then you just come back the other half mile on the south edge of Rockwell there. So as painless as it can be, I guess. And then over by Belmont, just north of town, we're going to be doing a couple bridge replacements, and then we'll be reconstructing the highway on either side and in between those 2 bridges. And again, I'm guessing that one will be starting pretty soon. I believe we have the meeting on that one later this week or early next week. So just kind of a quick overview. Sorry, go ahead.
Was it on Highway 69 down there?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. And that detour too is going to run along the south edge of town, along the east edge of town, and then back over to Highway 69.
Okay.
So there's going to be a fair amount of work going on in this area. Again, just stuff to be ready for, plan for. That's why we always stress the 511ia.org to know when these projects are starting for sure, how long they're going to last, detours involved, pilot car flaggers, things like that. Just again, being ready, knowing what's going to be happening, and knowing what you might have to deal with on your trip to work.
Well, and people hear us talk about it quite a bit, especially the winter months of the 511ia.org, but it also continues into the summer, like you mentioned, all the construction going on. So
correct. And we've talked about how you can set up your route on there, the route you take to work, and then however you set it up, if a project starts happening, or whatever, if we end up with flooding where the road gets closed, you will get a email or a text message, giving you a heads up of what's happening. So again, another tool to use just to have situational awareness.
we went to Cresco. It's been probably about a month ago or so.
Okay.
And when is the reconstruction from like Manly to Cresco on Highway 9 going to be done? Because it seemed, I thought it was my Jeep, Pete.
Okay.
I think it's the road, because I sat and we came back that same day, and talking to my brother-in-law Randy, he goes, "Man, Highway 9 is really rough, isn't it?" And I said, "I thought it was just my Jeep." He said, "No, it does the same thing in his vehicle. He's got a nice riding vehicle."
Sure. One thing you will probably notice on that is a lot of times in the winter you will get frost heaves. I'll be curious, because it is something that we know that it's a road that's going to need attention down the road. We don't have any solid plans yet, but you might be surprised later this spring, early summer, it's going to ride a lot differently. You get in the winter months, there are a lot of roads in the area where it's literally the frost pushes up and it causes it to be bumpier. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be perfectly smooth come June. That's not what I'm saying at all, but it won't be the same. I'll bet you will notice a difference.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope so, because I haven't driven on that thing until I got the Jeep. When I got the Jeep, I'm going, man, this is like rough riding. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you say that, because a lot of times, we always put our input in on what projects are coming, and a lot of mine come from if we go on motorcycle rides. And
sure.
We go somewhere and I'm like, whoa, man, this is not good, And we rode Highway 9 last fall, and I don't remember it being rough whatsoever. So that's what makes me wonder. I'm very curious now to see. I'll have to go out and not on the motorcycle yet, but maybe go for a ride up there and just take a look and see what's going on. I'll be curious to see what it's like in, like I said, May or June.
Yeah, we'll have to take a ride just to try it out. But
yep.
Yeah, I did. I thought, oh man, I spent all this money on this Jeep, and now it rides rougher than my truck. And
you're right.
Yeah, I never thought about that with the winter months and having that. But
correct.
You get in a rhythm, you can hear it just at certain spots. And I suppose that's where the gaps are at in the road.
Yep, the different panels, and yep.
Yeah, and it can almost put you to sleep, Pete.
Yeah, kind of rhythmic, huh?
The only reason you don't fall asleep is because it's rough riding and you're bouncing around in there.
Well, see, maybe it's a good thing.
Right. Well,
I've never heard a rough road being called a good thing before, but we'll go with it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you'd think that the Jeeps would handle a little bit better on the off-road.
Yeah, true. Good point. It's all in the name, right?
Right, exactly. So, well, good deal. Well, Pete, it was great to catch up with you again, and hopefully things are going well, and it sounds like it is, and things are planned, and everybody can get ready for the heads up of all the construction going to be happening in the area this summer.
Yep, it's time to get rid of the snow. We're ready to switch gears and get going.
Yeah. Did you have to put the plows back on? The guys had to put the plows back on the trucks here?
No, they're on. We have a date where we have to have trucks that are ready to go through April 15th. Now, as we get closer to that, there might be just a couple trucks that are ready, but no, everything was ready to go. There was no panic whatsoever. We've done this before.
Right. Yeah. Like, yeah. Everybody already got their shorts out and their sweatshirts away, and then all of a sudden, bam! The Mother Nature's like, "Hello."
Yep, I'm still here.
Yeah. Well, Pete, again, like I said, it was good to talk to you and catch up on everything. It's good to see you this past weekend too. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
it was fun. Yeah, it has been a while. We'll have to change that.
There you go. That sounds good. Well, Pete, have yourself a wonderful day. All right.
All right, you as well, Jay.
That's the good stuff.